Amanda, what's up, dude? That was fast. Yeah, I'm drawing the final fight between these characters that have been going at it, and I just penciled this one while I was listening to some YouTube stuff. Little homage to a certain scene and from a certain comic. Thanks, Barry. Myth Cambodia. How's it going? Oh, God. Panda, have you seen the new movie Sinners? Because that's what this is from. I went and saw it yesterday, and that movie has occupied my thoughts nonstop since I saw it. And this is like the end scene music where all the story points are wrapped up. I highly recommend it. Yeah, it's very worth seeing. Armando Alvarez, thank you.
At Smith's Pharmacy, our pharmacists are vaccine experts. Don't know what you need or if you're covered? We can help.
Yeah, I saw it, and like I said, it's occupied my thoughts way more than that very bland Thunderbolts ever did. First movie in a long time where I was just kind of enthralled by it, and like I said, it's kept itself in my thoughts as I keep thinking about it. Um, Kind of, I can't wait to see it again at some point. Yeah, yeah, I agree with you. It feels like cause it feels like what it is, a fresh original movie. You know, where the director wrote the script and had an idea and a vision and great performances all around. And it's not more of the same. It's not more Star Wars. It's not more superheroes. You know, it's not some Disney crap. It's a very um, it's a very R-rated movie, and I like it. Master Dragon. Well, thanks for saying hi, Dragon.
Clearly file gate out there. They don't download that fast. Rome wasn't built 2 minutes before class.
And that, you can just use AirDrop. You better get in there.
Oh, you're talking about on this page? Well, it's an homage of an homage. I will show you this panel and this panel. I will show you where it's coming from. I made it, before I show you this, I want to state that I made a very specific effort to not look at the original work that I'm homaging, so I just drew it out of my head to have it carry its own energy, but it is very obviously a thing. So there's that right there. And then I'm sure you recognize that right there. Yeah. So that's what it is. And then I just threw in this little bottom panel here where the guy gets stabbed through both of them, and he just kind of swipes to the side, shattering the swords and things like that. So that's what that one is. Fucking commercials.
Everything is getting more expensive. Prices are up, and not at Metro. Lower prices.
Shut the fuck up, commercials.
Only at Metro.
Yeah, Red Coyote's getting his final face fucking. Gotta wrap up this fight and move on to the final pages and get done with this damn book. Of course, all these characters have like hyperactive healing factors, so you know. Oh yeah, Mr. Brewer. Yeah, he was totally doing a rip off of the Ronin thing, which I had no idea about when it first come out. I thought that was one of the coolest things I'd ever seen. You know, that scene. I was like, that's badass. And then a couple years later, I see the Frank Miller book, and I'm like, oh, well, I guess it's not as badass as I thought it was. It's still kind of cool, but it diminished its impact significantly. But not enough for me to not rip it off. Jaro, he has a splitting headache. Yeah. Please don't wake my friend. He's dead tired. Yeah, boy, Shatterstar. Yeah, Commando was awesome. It's like, it's so ridiculously stupid. I used to kind of think it was like a stupid Schwarzenegger flick back in the day. Like, I liked it. But I was like, this is one of his dumber ones. But as an adult, I'm like, I love these dumb ones. It's so not serious. What's the name of that little wormy guy? He's like, remember how I told you that I would kill you last? I lied. Well, thanks, Mr. Brewer. I do appreciate it. Sheldon, yeah, Sully, this is my week. Where are you talking about? Sorry, that might be, at first I thought the guy was flying out of his head. Where are you talking about? Because I want to know. I need to know tangents. Oh, you mean up like here? Like this scene connected to this thing? I see what you're saying. If that's what you're talking about. Let off some steam, Bennett. Okay. I'll try and see what I can do to mitigate that. Maybe when I trace it, I could move the figure over. It's a good point, though. Good looking out. Appreciate it. Yeah, Jeff Loeb wrote Commando. He's been a movie screenwriter for a long time, and that's one of his. Remember the part where the stupid bad guy, like at the end, like he gets electrocuted, and he's like, "Thanks for the whatever he said." Like it juiced him up, jolted his energy. I'm like, that's not how electrocution works. Thanks for the juice, John.
Years before all of that, it wasn't as fast as an hour with express delivery.
Let's get real. It's hard to live up to that mug. Like that time you forgot to think about it. But with a little help from the delicious nutrition of Organ Kids, you'll live up to that mug after all.
You think the guy got the point? You're talking about this page here. We got stuff. I'm curious if anybody has any vague recollection of. I actually based this shot off something that's kind of in popular pop culture. It's a specific kind of shot. I wonder if anybody kind of recognizes it.
You done broke my heart, caught you with another, tore my soul apart. Down by the river where the night is so cold. You played your game, babe, just like I was told. Cheated on me, left me in the dark. And the devil, you lit my spark. Moonlight on the bayou, shadows on the wall. You smile so sweetly, watch me as I fall. Moonlight on bayou.
You know, Jaro, in a way, not this panel, but kind of this panel, where, what is it, Tessai gets his own giant weapon slapped into his head and he hits the ground. I was actually thinking of something kind of along the lines for this, for when he hits the ground. I thought about having him upside down or something like that, but I did think of Ninja Scroll for this bottom panel. But this one is something else. It's not Kill Bill, though that's a good, it's a good thought. For anybody who's seen the thing that I'm talking about, when I point it out to you, well, in theory, it'll probably be like, oh, right, okay. But, yeah, this, I was going to say I have a screenshot of it, but it's on the phone I've got streaming with. I got to pull it back up. There we go.
Pacific Delta, you lit my spark.
Trying to find the specific shot.
You smile so sweetly, watch me as I fall. Don't light up the bayou, shadows on the wall. You smile so sweetly, watch me as I fall. Harmonica weeping, slide guitar crying. Broken heart.
Oh, come on.
Took my last dollar, left me high and dry. Reach for the bottom, drowned out by the
Ugh, it's driving me nuts. I can't find it.
Harmonica weeping, slide guitar crying. Broken heart, saying love's been right. Took my last dollar, left me high and dry. Reached for the bottom.
God damn it. I found it easily earlier when I was looking for reference to use. Now I can't find it using the same Google search criteria. Stupid. What if I showed you this thing? Remember in Big Trouble in Little China? The floating little ball head with the eyeball in its mouth?
Oh, sweet Mississippi, you watered all my tears. You brought me sorrow, ain't been love for you.
Oh my gosh. I don't know why this is so damn hard to find.
Has brought them through the with mouth.
You know the part where he stabs him? Son of a bitch. Where like it beams over the mind information to Lo Pan, and then Wang just takes a sword and stabs the guy right in the head. I kind of like looked up the facial expressions that little floating nutsack thing looked like and kind of tried to mimic the expression on its face as he gets stabbed in the head here. Oh, it's so damn hard for me to find a reference for it. Anyway, that's what that was. Probably a little anticlimactic.
Ain't been love for you. Winding down that old road, looking for the night. Moonlight on my shelter, shadows of my pain. Winding down that old road, looking for the night. My eyes are sweating, my guitar's a cry. Off to the song, underneath the sky. Oh, sweet Mississippi, you wanna call my tears. Feel all this sorrow, ain't been love for years.
And scientific proof of the deep sea, modern science and technology. Find the right vacuum to your home.
So yeah, we go from this page, well, let's see. Let's show the current batch. So our cable guy's getting roughed up by Red Coyote, and our Bloodstrike Deadpool stand-in character. He's over there reacting from the girls doing unimaginable things to his severed zombie dick. So they just sit down and just kind of watch, because it's kind of freaking them out. And they're like, this is the weirdest thing we've ever seen. And they just let the guy sit there and kind of yell expletives and shit. And then, so they just kind of watch. Then eventually it kind of calms down and stops. So the guy's like, okay, they're done. So they're like, all right, you know. So I got the cable stand and got shit. He's reaching behind his back. He's grabbing for something. But now that the guy's done reacting to his dick getting fondled hundreds of miles away, Red Coyote and their cable stand-in guy, they're like, okay, well, that's done. You ready to continue fighting? He's like, yep, let's go. All right, thanks. And then, bam, they just clash at each other. But then Coyote grabs onto his hands and crushes him. And they kind of explode in metal and sparks. This is where we find out that this guy's got robotic arms. You know, more than Cable just having like a robotic arm and a robotic eye. This guy's almost robotic top to bottom. So this is kind of the revelation of that. And so the Coyote throws him off to the side with his shredded arms kind of falling apart. So our Bloodstrike guy, he's like gathered himself. He's like, okay, now that that's done, he's got his swords out. He's like, okay, let's go, let's fight, let's do. So Coyote comes, you know, charging at him, and we get a couple of panels of them tackling each other in fight stances. You know, had to have a fight scene, all obligatory fight scene. Coyote's kind of kicking his ass. So then Coyote's kind of got some distance on him. He's like taunting him. So he does a giant jumping through the air. His dick's getting hard because he's excited to be killing. But that presents a target. So our Bloodstrike guy slices with his sword, sends his dick flying across the air. So the Coyote guy's standing there going like, you fucking cut my dick off? He's like, yep, I sure did. So Coyote screams, rages. So then he grabs onto the Bloodstrike guy, grabs him from behind, says he's going to suck his spine out through his asshole or something like that. And then we get the New Mutants Ronin shot, stabs him through. Coyote slashes him off of him, breaks the sword, shatters it into pieces, because I'm kind of done with the sword, so I'm going to have him broken and gone. Slashes him off. They kind of gather themselves for a minute. Coyote's got the sword sticking through him. Our hero guy, he just takes the other sword that's left, does a fast twirling, spinning move, and bam, plants the sword right into his head. And then drops the guy. Oh, God, no. Hell no, this is not an all ages book. This is very much going to be adult. Clearly. Shouldn't his junk point towards the next panel? You know what? Directional devices, it's a thing. You're probably right. Jaro, if you saw the page that I've got where the girls are doing unimaginable things to his severed zombie dick, we already crossed into adult territory. Because they're playing with this severed dick and they realize it still kind of functions. Like she's slapping it around here and it still gets hard in her hand. And they're like, this is so disgusting. Is it turning you on? She's like, no. And then they start making out. Then we got this page where they're doing unimaginable things to it. And then that's why our guy is having these like reaction shots. I know, Jaro, I figured it's just an opportunity to show the messed up pages, trying to do some ridiculous expressions on the guy's face. And then that's why, you know, the, God damn it. Yeah, the Coyote and the Cable guy, they're still fighting, but that's why they pause here. They're like, wait, what's he doing? So anyway, kind of excited to see how these pages turn out. I was kind of in an artistic slump for several weeks, and I wasn't making much progress, but I've got it back, and I've been pumping out pages relatively quickly, and we're actually very close to the end. After this, the two hero guys are going to kind of gather themselves up, transport themselves to where the girls are, and resolve that shit real quick, and then walk into the sunset, so to speak. Where is my pencil? Shouldn't his junk? You're making me reevaluate the whole thing. It should. Well, I don't know. Let's count how many I've got. All right, let's do a count. I think I've got them all right here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. It probably will max out in terms of story at 40 or less pages, considering what I've got left to do. I haven't actually done the layouts for the pages to the end of the story yet, so I'm not exactly sure how many pages it'll take, but it doesn't look like it'll need to take more than 40, which I feel like is a decent size for like a one-off book. It's not like it's 14 pages, 17 or 20 or something like that. 40 pages or so. There'll be pinups and stuff. I was toying with the idea of doing some like mock advertisements for like back in the day when you'd flip through an Image comic and there was an ad for a new team. Like, I'll do a pinup for some bullshit team I'll make up. Oh yeah, Daniel's pinup, absolutely. And I've got 2 other guys doing ones. Got a couple others I'm going to try and hit up. Because I want it to be chock full of shit that interests me. And if there's one thing that, like, it's fine. It's one thing if you get, like, a unique one-off comic, like a Kickstarter or a crowdfunder, right? And it's just the comic itself, which that's the main thing, right? But I personally like to know more about the creatives. Give a page of text, tell me about yourself and what it means and what it's all about, and then throw in pinups, throw in sketches, throw in behind-the-scenes stuff. I know people put that in, like, collected editions, but I'm kind of looking at it as every book could be the only one you do. It could be the last one you do. So I want to put everyone's shit in it, or everything into it, to make it a worthy kind of book. And the more pages you add, it kind of increases the price point. But I see people paying $20 or $30 for a single floppy issue on Kickstarters, and so I want to give them, all the value I can. So I want pinups. I was even thinking, like, I'm probably going overboard, but just spitballing, like, even doing, like, a mock letters page. Like, make up bullshit letters from fans and give bullshit responses, like a letters page. And just write some fucked up shit. Things like that. But pinups from different artists, mock ads, just make up some bullshit teams. I don't know. I don't know. I'm kind of curious if anybody has any kind of opinion on that. If is there such a thing as cramming it too much full of shit? Because I know what I would want. That's what I like. I like back matter, and people say, well, put it in a collected edition, but this might be the only one there ever is of this thing. So, I don't know. This is the stuff I'm debating with myself. The full faux experience. It's kind of what I was thinking. And, when I live in Fantasyland, I imagine, like, what if the crowdfunder goes well and people are demanding more? I have tons of ideas to continue these ridiculous stories at least a little bit, and, so I don't know, but if this might be the only one that ever gets seen, it might fail miserably and be the dumbest thing I've ever done, but at least, wanted to put something out there that has a lot of fun material. Kirkman did something similar with his Solid Blood. I don't even know. Solid Blood? I don't even know what that is. You got me thinking. I'm going to have to look something up. But yeah, I'll have to, Mr. Brewer, I don't have any, and it's just because I've been lazy. Here's the thing. I put together a double-page spread one time for a very small press book, and I think I did something wrong in terms of, I hear about you're supposed to take the page and trim it at a certain point and then butt them together. And I didn't know that specifically. So when it was printed, there was a big gap missing in the joining of the two pages on the spread, and it looked terrible. And I've always been worried about fucking that up. So no, there are no double page spreads because I haven't just stopped and looked into how to do it exactly correct. So I guess it's just me just being lazy. Yeah, because I know when you get the pages with the blue line stuff printed on them, and there's like instructions like for double page spread, it says something like trim along this line and then tape the pages together. And I assume the trimming is to allow for the gap in between the butting of pages, something like that. I don't know. I'm always worried about screwing it up. So, um, maybe a fake energy drink ad with a fake team seems like something an energy drink would sponsor. Something like Booty Sweat, remember from Tropic Thunder? Booty Sweat. Oh, pardon my hiccup. Yeah, Brewer. You made that mistake. Yeah. I guess I could just look into it and find out, but I'm like, I'll fart around with that if later. I'm still trying to like develop my. I want to make it look like an old school Image comic in its own way, but also, oh God, it's really egotistical of me to say like I want it to look better than a lot of the crappier ones. Um, I don't know. That's what I'm hoping to do. I don't want to embarrass myself when it gets out there and put it in people's hands. And I feel like it's coming along. I think people will enjoy it. Did I see Pete Cimetti's crowdfunder to make small prints of newsprint paper comics? No. That sounds interesting. Newsprint paper comics sounds extremely interesting to me. I wonder if they found, I guess, obviously a printer that made it affordable. From what I've heard from others, is that newsprint printing is hard to find and not cost effective like you would think cheap paper would be. I did get to see 6 pages of my own work printed on newsprints one time for one of those Ghost Agents books, and man, it's sure fun. It's sure pretty to see. If it gets funded, he will be offering up to 200 issues, so you don't have to buy 10,000 just to get a cheaper price. I'm gonna have to look that up. Um, but it's a crowdfunder. Is it a Kickstarter thing? God damn it. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm trying to look up that news printing thing that you were talking about. I'm curious. I should do it on my own damn time. What's up, Kevin? King Cryptid. I've heard of that. Anyway, I'll have to look into that later. Most of the gang is here. Ugh.
In a world of rising prices, Nissan is lowering them on our two most popular SUVs, the Pathfinder
and road. From our U.S. factories to your driveway since 1983.
Oh my God. Okay, well. Oops. I think I'm gonna have to shut it down for now. It is 10 o'clock on my end. I've actually been drawing for a lot longer. I did a lot of this beforehand, but just wanted to do a little live streaming. It's always fun. Look at that, stabbing him through the guts. We all know the scene. Well, thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. I appreciate the feedback. A couple times some of you have pointed out like tangents and stuff or weird things that's keeping me on my toes. I want to make sure it looks the best as possible, so I appreciate that. I really do. So I appreciate it, guys. These are always fun. All right, guys. I'm gonna shut it down for now. Probably back on tomorrow. So yeah, thanks, guys. I will catch you all later.